Much, much more than a game was lost in College Station tonight. Much, much more than just one game. A lot tonight was lost, possibly with the Alabama legacy and maybe with Nick Saban and Bill O'Brien. That drove me to drinking a little bit. See what I got here? Got my Corona hat on, a little Jose Cuervo, then got me going south of the border just to get drunk. So, let's get right into it. Stay tuned to find out why this game may be just than one loss for Alabama. Well. How's it going today, boys and girls of sporting land? This is JPC, and I am the outlaw of college football. And tonight I had a pretty adventurous night. I never have ever, this is something I've never ever done. But before I get to this and tell you guys and gals what I've never ever done before, and it happened tonight, along with a lot of records and first that happened tonight with Alabama and Texas A&M game, I'd like to ask you guys and gals who are the common Joe and common Sallies in the know, even more so than all the media talking heads. I'd like to ask all of you guys and gals out there to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this new channel. Moving over from J&J Outlaw Sports. Me and my producer Jonathan Lewis, we're going to bring you some better and more exciting stuff with this new venture. But now let's get right to it. Alabama versus Texas A&M. At halftime, 24-10. Never have I ever turned off a game, but I did. And the reason why was because, number one, my son wanted to watch Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. So we set that up, but I probably would have waited and held off because the game finished up about the same time that Wilder and Deontay were in the second or third round. Excuse me. But you can see the writing on the wall. And the writing on the wall came from me in the second quarter, thereabouts, when Bill O'Brien had the epiphany of a jackass to go into the shotgun formation at the freaking 1 yard line when Brian Robinson had been the key to get him down there. I understand you want to try to surprise people, okay? And you don't want to give them an idea of exactly what you're doing sometimes. So you want to make them think that there's a modicum of a chance that you might pass the ball. So what they could have done was put Bryce Young under center and fake the handoff. Because at that point, Brian Robinson had got him to the 1 yard line, and they wouldn't have expected that. But to go in the shotgun formation and have Brian Robinson sitting back there side by side with Bryce Young is a big red flag that says, hey, we're not gonna freaking run the ball, so you guys can stop us now. And that's exactly what happened, and Bryce Young threw an interception. That play along in the second quarter decided that game for me. I can read people. I've always been able to read things. I've been watching college football since I was a kid. Started collecting Athens magazines back in 1981. And ever since then, I've been a graduate and a study of Athens University and college football and a connoisseur. And I know when a game was a waste of time. And that game was a waste of time because Bill O'Brien, I like Bill O'Brien, but Bill O'Brien is auditioning for a head football coaching job at some point or another. And what he did tonight, and from what I gathered from my podcast partner Jonathan Lewis, is in the second half he done the same exact shit that I knew he was going to do to try to prove that he could pass the damn ball. Or Bryce Young wanted to get his numbers for Heisman, or whatever it was he was trying to do. When a guy's hot, and Saban said this himself last week, so this is on Saban too. When a guy is hot, feed him the ball. Just like he did Brian Robinson last week. Brian Robinson was eating these guys up tonight. So feed him the ball. Don't go back on what you said previously and try to show that you can be different just to be different. Being different's okay. But if you're just being different to be different, people are going to fucking call you out on that shit. And they're going to basically put the stop to it. And that's what Texas A&M tonight. Let's go over what Texas A&M did tonight. First of all, Saban had never been beat by one of his pupils. That happened. Second of all, Alabama had never, ever lost at Kyle Field in the history of college football in 130 years. Thereabouts. And last but not least, Nick Saban and Alabama had not lost to an unranked team in over 100 games. Out the window. Because Bill O'Brien, in my opinion, was auditioning for a head football coaching job tonight. And that's all I got to say about that. You guys and gals tell me what you think. Am I overreacting? Am I being a little harsh on Bill O'Brien? And is this just a one-game mirage? I don't think it is. But you guys and gals out there, you common Joes and Sallies in the know, might think it is. And with that, I'm going to get off of here. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.